One, two, 1, 2. Everybody, welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting. I'm your host, DJ Impact. I got the Bad Boys here with me, and we're live. We're live coming off of the Fast Lane pay-per-view. Lots to talk about, fellas, as we're on the road officially to WrestleMania. So we've
been on the road to WrestleMania since January, adult.
You know what, asshole? Let me tell you something. Okay, we are officially on the road to WrestleMania. You didn't know where everything was going to be in January, but now you kind of have an idea what the matches are going to be, and you should be pretty excited after tonight's matches, man, that we have. Okay, let's get right into it. Retribution. Did you guys see this coming? Are you happy about this? Have you been saying Mustafa's name wrong all this time?
Yeah, what was that change tonight? Mustafa?
Right. Mustafa. Okay.
They've been calling him Mustafa Ali though for a little while.
I called him Mustafa Ali a couple of times. That's why I thought it was pronounced.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, apparently they don't even know, so who fuck cares?
Well, again, continuity.
Right. Okay. Well, it looked like the leader's gotten taken down. Are you guys all right with this? We now getting rid of the whole retribution thing. I guess everyone's just gonna kind of go out on their own.
Thank you, Jesus.
Until they take off the mask, I don't think it's over.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't mean they're going to take out the mask. They'll probably keep the gimmick in terms of at least two of them. They'll probably be a tag team, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. The more surprising thing regarding Retribution was I was driving and I wish we were at a stoplight because I really wanted to take a picture. The guy in front of me had a license plate that literally said T-Bar. And I just thought to myself, boy, I hope you know what T-Bar stands for, dude. That's pretty fucked up. Because obviously DMV doesn't.
Right. Well, that can happen. Anyways, let me ask you, Matt Riddle, y'all.
You mean Riddle?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I was gonna say he doesn't have a first name anymore.
Name is just
Oh,
Riddle.
I'm sorry. That's right. Riddle. Riddle me this. What you guys like where he's going with this? I mean, this scooter and this. I don't get it. You guys liking where this is going? I mean, he's a good wrestler, but is he trying to figure out what his personality is supposed to be on this show? They are.
Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, you're talking to 4 guys who are not of the age group that they're aiming the character for. Characters aimed at, kids 18, 19, 20 years old.
Gotcha.
Just to hold back,
forgot about that.
The scooter and blah, blah, blah. So, hey, give that to them.
Okay.
That's your youth guy. Listen, at least they're not painting half of his face and having him on a skateboard.
You know what?
Okay.
You know what?
Give them time. Give them time. They'll end up doing it.
The worst part that I can't stand is funny because I didn't think about Matt Riddle, but I tell my daughter there's 3 types of dudes I don't want you bringing home talking about they're your boyfriend. A guy that wears your jeans, a guy that drives a scooter and claims that he's driving an actual motor vehicle he had to get a license for, and an idiot. And when Matt Michaels said this is the demographic they're aiming for, fuck believe that's exactly what the fuck it is.
Can we talk a little bit more about why a guy would be wearing the girl's pants?
Oh, that's a thing now. That's totally.
Jesus.
I actually went on the strip, Matt Michaels, and I've seen guys on a regular wearing those itty bitty European shorts. That's a thing now.
Well,
to each their own, I guess.
I'm gonna opt out on that.
won't even opt into those shorts.
DJ,
Yeah.
tonight after we're done, can you take a picture of yourself in a pair of Lisa's pants?
Not gonna happen.
Sexy.
Oh God. All right. Moving on with the rest of the show. They started off with the women's tag team titles there. And Reginald was back. Looked like he played a major role in this. Reginald's actually becoming to be a pretty cool kind of a player in this game, right? I mean, when he first showed up, we were like, what's this all about? You know, him and Carmella, but he's pretty tight. He looked like he's going to play a major role. You guys like this match tonight?
Oh, match set up what it was supposed to set up.
Basically.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It did what it needed to do.
Yeah.
And
I mean, anybody who was anybody could see the post match stuff coming from a mile away.
Sure.
So, yeah.
And it was a good placement. Get it out of the way right away.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was smart too, because I mean, if you think about it, the way it ended was just real simple. You're the rookie, push in the face, get slapped, and walk away.
Not just slapped, really fucking slapped.
Yeah,
right.
really slapped her.
I was hoping that Bianca, but I know she's got to be the good person, but I was hoping she was going to say, when she got slapped like that, just go, bitch. That's what I was hoping for. And it was just going to like almost get out of character and just be like, you know.
Impact. If there were actual writers that were writing for a black woman's response in that situation, that may have made sense. But we all know that's not the case.
Got you. Because she just kind of took it, right? She just kind of took it and was just like she was appalled, but there was no major reaction. Like that was, I was like, hello?
No, there was though. She ended up pointing at that WrestleMania sign, which was the higher, you know, like that was the main purpose of it.
Sure.
But now I want you to take a video of you in Lisa's pants and go, bitch.
With the white slippers. Put on the white slippers too.
Oh God. Anyways.
I think you just made a very good point though about Reginald. Isn't it funny that Reggie, and I've said this since the beginning, Reggie actually is getting camera time. Where's that other chick he was with initially? You know, that one. I don't. Whatever her face is,
I think she's Money. Isn't she Money? Something like that.
It's crazy. It's almost like she was there to just put him over. Instead of him trying to put her over.
We love Carmella, just not in the role they put you in.
Yeah. We had the Intercontinental Championship tonight. Biggie and Apollo Crews there. You know what? I gotta tell you. I said it in the chat tonight that Apollo has never been more interesting than what he's become as of late, and I'm really just enjoying the storyline. Normally I get irritated when you finally get to see the same matches 3, 4, 5 times, but I'm hoping now that this match will happen again at Mania with an Apollo win. Is that how you guys think this is going to come out? Or you're not sure? Or well, none of us are sure, but I mean,
you're speaking like as if there's any kind of continuity or any kind of, you know, cohesion to what they do from week to week. Right. We all know that's not the case.
I don't know, man. If you wrestle at WrestleMania, I would put up Big E's title versus Apollo's accent. Because I'm sorry, the thing that really bothers me about watching the character is they didn't take the time to take him off TV for just retool him. Because now every time he talks, I'm like, dude, now to me, it's a fake ass accent.
But he did But he did clarify that that is his original language.
It's not.
Even if it isn't, that's what he told us for us to believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
From Wakanda as well. And that spear is vibranium.
Well, listen, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I would like to see something. I didn't expect to see it tonight, but I would like to see them dig deeper. I mean, I like the video where they threw images of showing the map of Nigeria, kind of taking images from the country itself. And I'm even seeing something maybe at Mania going something big, something on the stage, maybe using African dancers, drummers, something to really up it up. Is that funny? And
IC match?
Hold on. I get it now. A Coming to America match and have the dude come out and start singing.
Yep.
I can see it now. That's just going to be fire.
Yep.
Okay. You know what? Let me just go to the next one. I see something big there, and I think if they really play that off well, it could be really huge for Mania with Apollo Crews. That's all I'll say.
Ultimately, they need to go all in. If they're going to if they're actually going to attempt to put Crews over and have this be a thing, then they need to push all the chips into the center of the table. They need to go all in.
Yeah.
Because this, let's be real, this is probably the last shot. We've talked about it.
Sure.
This is it.
Right.
If this doesn't work, then who knows what's going to happen.
And to me, it seems like, I mean, I believe it's working. I'm impressed from what I'm seeing right now from Apollo. He's
gotten more of a response since starting this new character arc than at any other time that he's ever been with the company.
Because he was given something to do. That's all it is. And from what I understand of it, it wasn't the writing team who gave it to him. He's the one who came up with this idea and said, basically, let me run with this.
Hell yeah.
So basically, you're in a catch-22 here. If they don't know how to use it, then he's in trouble. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
So, I mean, as of right now, even watching that match, it's like, why did they do that? Why? Save it for Mania. He could have wrestled someone who was not Big E's status, or vice versa. Big E could have wrestled someone who wasn't, that
That's
status.
True. Sure.
And but they already did this one. They pulled Shane, from his match, so they could do that at Mania, right? So they made you think it was going to happen, and then. So why even make it sound like it was going to happen between Big E and Apollo? I think Apollo probably needed to prove himself. And why didn't you keep Big E out just a little bit longer? Big E could have came in tonight.
Yeah.
So
I also say this too. I wasn't annoyed kind of seeing tonight's match with Big E, but I do agree with Michael's, like they could have saved that maybe for WrestleMania. But I wasn't half as annoyed as watching the same damn match that we already saw twice over with Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Although I'm pretty sure a lot of people would disagree with me. I just wasn't thrilled.
I'll disagree with you, and I don't necessarily care for McIntyre's work because they really they just fucked Bobby Lashley big time. Because Bobby Lashley cannot deliver the same quality of a match.
Yeah.
Those two motherfuckers being friends beat the living fucking shit out of each other. And they didn't need to blade the top of their head to bleed like some shows this past week. Hardcore matches. Same.
You mean a hardcore dentist match?
Well, I guess we can't wait to jump over to those shows.
Yeah, I can't either.
Okay. Yeah, you talked about Drew and Sheamus match. I mean, we can go there. I will say that I thought it was a really good storyline for their match. I mean, we're talking 20 years of friendship. Drew feels that he was backstabbed, and Sheamus felt that he just never got the credit, although he helped get Drew to where he's at. I mean, really good stuff right there in terms of their fight. Really did kind of make it seem like that the storyline was, really work with the storyline. Good stuff is what I'm saying that came between them two tonight. With that, it was really able to sell it, and it's really great when Drew is going to win, but the match is so good and Sheamus is pulling off so much good stuff. You're thinking, is he? When you start to second guess, you're going, okay. When he did white noise off into that table. And by the way, when he did that, did you notice Shane's head is on Drew? Drew's shoulders are down. Literally, that's a 3 count that could have been started, but the ref was more interested in making sure he was okay. But it was already in the count of 3 position. Elbows was down, arms was out, and Sheamus' head was on his chest. Does that not qualify for that?
Did they have to be in the ring for the pin though?
I thought it was I don't think it was false count anywhere.
Oh, okay. You're right. I'm sorry.
It was no DQ. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Because I'm like, are we done yet? But hey.
Wow.
Tomato. Rough crowd.
Another good match that probably, I would say, if anything, got ignored. The one that should be ignored, of course, was the Shane match. I mean, and Elias and Braun. I was like, whatever. But the one I think probably not going to get the props it should is the Shinsuke Rollins match. I thought that actually was really good. They both was coming up with some tricks that I was like, oh, I hadn't seen that before. And just really good wrestling in the ring. You guys agree with that?
I thought it was. Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say that it was probably one of the better Nakamura matches that we've seen in years.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there have been people that have said that Nakamura is at this point collecting a paycheck and things like that. And every once in a while, there are matches and things that he does that just kind of snaps people back to reality and, just says, no. He's just, he's working with the cards that are dealt to him. Tonight was one of those nights, even though Rollins picked up the win, Nakamura looked extremely strong, and they were putting him over after the match too. So
true. Yeah.
Hopefully they have some things in store for him.
Yeah.
It's this match was honestly a show stealer as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. It was I didn't know what to think of it before it started, but as I was watching, I was going, wow, this shit's really good.
And it did what it was supposed to do too, and that's further along the idea of Seth wrestling Cesaro at WrestleMania.
Yeah. By the way, being that we could go ahead and kind of blend in Raw and SmackDown that we saw this past week. Hey, was it Rollins' jacket on SmackDown awesome? Do you guys remember he had those blue pants on, and the jacket had the same blue sort of fire image coming out of there into this, man, if he wants to go ahead and throw that up on auction, I'll go ahead and bid $50 on that one. I'll take that one. That was nice.
So you're going to be wearing the ladies' pants?
Yes.
With jacket? Wow.
Right along with the white fuzzy slippers. Ooh, it'll all tie together. It'll all tie together.
Right.
You're only missing 2 components: some candles and Drake playing in the background with a glass.
Whatever. Let's jump over to Randy versus Alexa Bliss. Big shock there, anybody? I know what everybody probably want to talk about, but we ain't going to talk about that. What we are going to talk about is who made their return. And
wait, what?
Wait, what?
I know what everyone probably wants to talk about, but we ain't going to talk about it.
Right.
But we'll talk about who made the return. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about now.
The pin.
Good job, Impact.
The pin.
What the fuck are you talking about? Pen.
Well, you know, as dirty as Matt Michaels' mind, yeah, there's some things that slip right past him, and it's just one of them. So, you know,
All I know is that I would have loved to have been Randy Orton for about 2 minutes.
yeah.
And you know what? I'll tell you,
Yeah.
Steve Austin even said it. This by far is the best that we've seen so far of Randy Orton. And let me tell you, that constant professionalism, Randy Orton, my indivisible cup goes up to you, because that was really hard to maintain professionalism for anybody who's not a professional.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Who made their return? Cutting the ring and fiery hand, burnt hand, sticks
Apparently, all your dicks did.
No,
Ooh.
having five,
Wow, dude.
and don't be shoving that back in my face.
Oh, now.
How do you mean that?
Good God.
I'm just messing.
We are just going off the rails.
Hey,
Yeah.
Voorhees returned tonight. Just wanted to let you know, Jason Voorhees, he came back to life from underneath the ring, because that's exactly what the Fiend looked like, was Jason Voorhees.
I do have to give WWE props for at least keeping the continuity of having the Fiend look like he was burned to a crisp.
Yeah.
I was afraid that they were going to bring him back and that he was going to look the exact same as he did before or something crazy. But yeah, I like the new look. And we'll see how long they keep him looking the way that he did tonight. You know, because obviously it's got to be a huge makeup and costume job. So
Sin City, I hate to break it to you, spoiler alert. Behind the scenes, Randy Orton gave the Fiend the number to his miraculous skin cream. So by Monday night, he will be brand new.
Okay.
Burn marks is what I hear.
Yeah, not with the price that mask probably cost them.
Yeah.
Sweet though.
Because Savini doesn't come cheap for something like that. That was amazing.
Right.
Exactly.
And listen, for all the fanfare that was supposed to be Kane when Kane unmasked and revealed his burnt, scarred face. I mean, how can anyone be pissed at this? This was fucking at least good.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
Yeah. You'll find some critics, I'm sure. But
of course.
But yeah.
I can't wait to hear how Jim Cornette is going to shit can this.
Dude, everything was done. I mean, yeah, it was just done well. I love how Alexa also, looked up, and before you know it, the Trustwood lighting came down. It's perfect. I mean, it was just kind of like.
Although, I don't know if you're the WWE, if you want to reference anything falling from the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna heartstrings. That's not good taste.
I guess it really does depend who you are, because I didn't even think about that. I mean, now that you mentioned it, but that was never the first thing that even came to my mind, or the second thing. But now you bring it up, I go, shit, I guess so. Shout out to the people on our chat here. We got Chris that's on. We also have Jade that's on. Everyone's making a few comments. So welcome to the chat, and we'll get it in as we can. Nevertheless, yes, we do seem that we have the Fiend back, so we'll see where that goes. And of course, you end the match with Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, you got Edge, Jey Uso pops up, you got a down ref. A lot was going on in that match, but it actually turned out pretty good, because again, it's one of those matches where you go, I know Roman's got to win, but shit, Daniel was really taking it to Roman good. I mean, even did have him tap out just a little bit. You could see that little bitty tiny tap there, but it was tapping. What's your guys' take on that match? I mean, really good on that. I mean, Edge was doing great, and then he broke.
You better get a triple threat out of it.
Yeah.
That's your main event.
Yeah, that it has to be.
Which was interesting because as I was combing through stories for 3 Count, I didn't read it, but one of the headlines says it will not be a 3-way at Mania. That was just the headline, but I didn't read why they said that or what. But what you're saying makes sense. I mean, you would think that.
They'll probably have Daniel Bryan put over Jey Uso.
Well, I was going to say, though, until Edge hit Daniel with the chair, I thought that seems like that's where they were going.
Yeah. I hope they make it into a triple threat for
sure.
But
it makes no sense to basically have Edge attack Daniel Bryan and then not have anything come for it. I think that's what they're going to probably lead up to. But I also like the fact that we finally got the incarnation of Triple Edge. You watched him go up the ramp and you just heard, and you look at him unserious and go back and watch him, and it's like, holy shit, he's become Triple H.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fastlane.
And apparently Jade is not a fan because she just says, fuck Edge. Oh, damn. Damn, Jade.
There's
she actually used this government name, but I'm not going to use that. All right. So, all right, y'all. That was Fastlane for tonight, and so overall, pretty good pay-per-view. You guys would say, right? It was pretty good. Coming, going next into Mania.
I'll say a 7.
Okay.
If it wasn't for your Sasha Banks fucking everything up, that pay-per-view would be much better.
Yeah.
It was a pretty fun show. It over delivered for sure. I didn't really have much in the way of expectations coming into the show.
Sure.
I thought that it was going to be yet another WWE Fast Lame pay-per-view. Because typically, the Fast Lane shows, not really a whole lot happens, or it's not really all that consequential. But I think that they really did do a good job of setting things up and setting the table properly for Mania. So good job.
And if you're talking about Raw and SmackDown, let's not forget that we had basically what I would assume is hopefully the end of the Hurt Business coming up here, because you had them ditch their tag titles to set up a match to debut almost again, and Styles as a tag team.
Right.
So it's like, I honestly put MVP with Cedric Alexander. There you go. Send Bobby Lashley to I don't know, Impact.
Oh, damn! Come on.
Anyways, we're not even going to entertain that. Let's please move on.
Yeah, but the problem is that you have him losing the belt to Drew at Mania.
Yeah.
So what do you do with the Hurt Business?
Which I'm not happy with, but I guess I understand.
But what makes you think that Drew McIntyre actually was going to do it? I mean, I hear a lot of people say that, but I'm not all the way sold. And maybe I'm being naive, and I'll admit that. Okay.
You are.
So
I just don't get it.
So here's a couple factors. One, if Drew has the relationship that they truly, that it's truly rumored to have, where he really has earned this respect, because listen, you don't do this whole pandemic for a year with that guy and you get bad ratings and not, to have him as your main event in WrestleMania chasing the belt. They've definitely got him marked very, very high. All right. So you have two factors. Either one, you have Lashley retained. But in that case, why is the Hurt Business? Why did they have him already ditch the tag belts instead of lose them at Mania or something like that, right? So you potentially have a breakup of the Hurt business. Now, if you go the route where you keep the belt on Lashley, if Drew does lose, that means that you do have a 3-way match for the SmackDown title, and it isn't Edge who wins.
It's Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan. Well, Daniel Bryan costs Edge the victory by, knocking him out or, whatever, right before Roman then spears Daniel to get the pin. And that's how you would have, I'm sorry, that would be if you want to give the, keep the belt on Roman, if you want to have Raw change titles and have it go to Drew. But if you want to have Lashley keep the championship, then you do have some kind of weird screw job like that where Daniel Bryan actually ends up, pinning Roman because Edge speared him or took him out or whatever, and then Daniel took out Edge and pinned Roman, something like that. It just seems like there's a kerfuffle coming up here in some way.
I don't see Roman eating the pin at Mania, regardless.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see Roman eating the pin. It'll either be Edge or D-Bry that eat the pin.
Yeah. Or Shorty G.
Yeah, of course. Aren't they the same person?
They still got 3 weeks to work the Shorty G angle. So,
you guys don't want to be a part of Alpha Academy?
Only if it means that you guys can all join and learn to work on your thrusting technique.
Thrusting's important. Just a few notable things also that happened on both shows. We already talked about Omos and Styles, but the New Day, 11th time Raw Tag Team Champion, so that happened. And also we saw Bad Bunny just give the 24/7 title to Truth for exchange of Stone Cold belt and a lunchbox. So that
and a Grammy.
And
to put it in.
All right. So
wait. So you're gonna give that shit, but you're totally gonna let pass by tonight the idea that a free Old Spice stick hanger out guy just won the 24/7 title before R-Truth rolled him back up. Come on.
Right.
At this point, does it really fucking matter? They needed to get the belt off of him so they could build the fucking pay-per-view match.
I can't believe that they did that to the most prestigious championship in WWE, the 24/7 championship.
Right. I agree.
They're just giving it away. Like, come on, man.
Look, guys, I'm going to let you know in a little secret that probably happened. So WWE, if you're listening, here's a free one.
Please no.
No, seriously. When COVID resides and they bring back the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade, Al Roker to win the 24/7 championship and then lose it in 2 seconds right when the parade's coming by. I'm just saying, I'm foreseeing it right now because that's what that title's good for. It's just
how could he lose it in 2 seconds?
Because most people, that's how fast the goddamn guy in Old Spice lost the 24/7 championship.
No, he lost it like 3 seconds later.
Thank you. My miscalculation. Thank you, Sin City.
Anytime.
Hey,
Listen, the 24/7 title at least is still more prestigious than the TNT title.
No. Now I know that you're just trolling and talking out of your ass. So
I don't know, because apparently the greatest TNT champion in the history of the title. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. God. Okay. Let me hurry up and finish the weekend. You know what? We just skip Impact and just go to AEW.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're able to do that?
I don't want to because I have things to talk about.
Because I mean, we need your hour-long Impact review.
Damn! You know what, Sin City? I thought we were friends.
Oh, we are. Oh, we are.
Listen,
that's why I can bust your balls like that.
That's right. That's right. True. Last thing I want to say, Sami Zayn was on point. All right. He tells his crew, he tells Kevin Owens, listen, there is a conspiracy. Just sit down ringside and watch it happen. Okay. Sami, I haven't laughed like this in such a long time. It was just great. Sami gets in the ring. He's eye poking King Corbin. He's taking off the buckle. He's trying to get a 3 count with his legs on the rope. And he says it's a conspiracy against him. Just the greatest stuff in the world. And of course, Kevin Owens gets attacked because he didn't see the conspiracy that took place. I was overly entertained with that whole segment on SmackDown. Just good stuff with that. I don't know. You guys have anything to say about that?
The one thing that I was going to say is I actually took something in addition to that away from Sami Zayn on SmackDown. Why won't we see a Logan Paul, Sami Zayn sort of interaction at maybe WrestleMania? We all know how WWE loves to do, or attempt to try to get their mainstream people.
Sure.
I mean, they just had Bad Bunny, of course.
And Logan Paul is all about. Logan Paul is all about the youth, right? I mean, that's his.
He is. Yeah. I mean, that's the WWE demographic that Michaels was talking about earlier. I mean, it's smart. If they were to bring him in, then it would give them mainstream eyes.
If they, the only question would be is if they've already had talks with him, because if you think about the money already being allocated to Bad Bunny, then they might not pull the trigger now, but I could see them doing it for SummerSlam then.
Well, there was Fox tweeted out a video clip with Sami Zayn basically name dropping Logan Paul. And Logan Paul liked the tweet, even replied to it and stuff like that. So, I mean, obviously the interest is there from Logan Paul's camp. I mean, quite frankly, he and his brother are all about doing whatever it takes to make money. So I don't understand why why WWE wouldn't make some sort of a deal like that. If not for Mania, then sure, for SummerSlam.
I just don't know if it can't happen for Mania just based on the time frame and already the money that's committed.
Logistics and
yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
that's all. But I think damn straight that you go after them, because that's the other thing too. Would you want to if you put all your eggs into this basket, then you're losing hype that you could possibly use towards another mainstay, especially too when you're trying to drive more eyes to that Peacock network, have another, kind of coming up for air after being underwater type of feeling, just kind of have it ebb and flow. So
yeah,
it's not, I mean, I could see it happening.
Yeah. It's obvious. I mean, WWE and NBC definitely want more eyes on the cock. I mean, that's how it is.
Well, what better way to put all the eyes on the cock than to get YouTube's greatest and brightest stars on the product? I mean, why stop at Logan? Let's have JoJo Siwa on the cock, or I mean, eyes on the product to get the eyes on the cock.
I'm not going to comment at all. I'm not touching it at all. She's underage, bro. We're not going there.
I thought she was older now. Didn't she come
older? But she's about.
I don't even know who that is. So
yeah, I don't know either.
I just know they talk about her all the time in the past 2 months.
Yeah, she's the same age as your daughter, dude.
Oh,
so
2 states that's legal, but I get it.
Shit. All right. So that was WWE. Let me jump over into Impact, and I promise, Sin City, while you're having the same thoughts I'm having, that it won't be that long.
I'm just glad that it wasn't me that said it.
Right. All right. So check this out. Good Brothers decided they want to pop up on the show to confront the new tag team Impact World Champions, Finjuice. And hey, they still go by the rules of when you lose the title, you automatically get a rematch. So they come to them and say, hey, we want to have our rematch. But apparently Finjuice says, you know what? We got some business to do out in Japan, in New Japan, and we're taking our belts with us. We'll see you in a month in Rebellion. Peace. Okay. So now the Impact World titles are now somewhere out in New Japan World, which apparently kind of pissed off. Yeah.
I'm sure they will be on New Japan World.
Yes, I know, right? So, of course, that kind of pissed off Tommy Dreamer a little bit because he's kind of like an executive of some sort of Impact and went to go talk to Scott D'Amore and goes, look, Scott, what's going on? You know, now you got some of our belts now leaving, going elsewhere. I'm not happy about this. What's going on? Scott literally said, I have to quote, he said a few quotes, but Scott says, look, we were forced a relationship with the company who hated us for years, went out, built a bridge, and no one expected it to be Juice and Finlay to win the tag titles. But he then goes to say, but you know, Tommy, this isn't an easy thing. I mean, we could just do it the way you did it and run the company into the ground with your buddy, Paulie. And pretty much, you know, told Tommy, why don't you go and build the next pay-per-view and you get to see how easy it is. So the next Impact Plus pay-per-view happens to be called Hardcore Justice. And we all know Tommy, Mr. Hardcore, will now be in charge of putting together his own card for that particular pay-per-view on Impact Plus. And we'll just see, Tommy, just how easy it is for you to put a match together.
So we're getting another ECW fucking pay-per-view from Impact Wrestling?
Of course.
Wow.
Without Paulie and them running into the ground.
Very
well. They haven't had Paulie and them running it into the ground for the last 8 incarnations they've done it at TNA.
So Impact.
Yeah.
If Tommy Dreamer is booking the card,
sure,
that bears the question.
Yeah.
How much longer until you are asked to book the show? Because I got to know.
I wish I could say that is a possibility. But listen, again, Tommy, I don't know, because I guess he's Mr. Old School. He somehow has some sort of a position of some sort in Impact. I don't know what his title is outside of wrestler, but he seemed to sometimes come in and have this talk with Scott D'Amore, and Scott treats him as someone of importance. So, he just went ahead and threw that on him. So we're going to see where this comes out on their next pay-per-view and, see if he could do a good job. The other last part of the show I'll talk about was there was a talk between Don Callis and Rich Swann. They had a talk in the middle of the ring. Of course, Rich Swann is walking around with 2 titles in his hand, and he's going to be going against Mr. Kenny Omega. But I just wanted to quote a line that Don Callis told Rich. He said, and by the way, Don is just awesome, and in his delivery. I mean, outside of, Paul Heyman, God dang, he's got to be like, what, number 2? I don't know. I could be wrong, but he's pretty good. But he said, look, he told Rich, you are a once in a decade talent. Kenny, it's a once in a millennial talent. You are a superstar, Rich, but Kenny Omega is a god of pro wrestling, and that's just a fact. And he said that with just such prestige and with, just looking at Rich right in his face, and Rich just happens to take it. But I tell you, it was a good 5-minute talk. Don Callis going at Rich Swann to sell this idea of this match. And I got to tell you, although we know what the outcome is going to be, I think it's going to be one of those matches where, although it's going to be like, oh shit, well, maybe not. Because I think Rich Swann is actually going to bring it to really show his talent of, you know, what he could do over in Impact. And we know that Rich Swann is pretty talented.
You know what? It's just amazing though that Don Callis was able to say that with a straight face.
He did. He did. You know, in so many ways I was like, well, that's kind of fucked up. But that's kind of what he does, right? You know, and he was trying to give, you know, he's trying to be mean in a nice way, because he was trying to say, Rich, you know, I fought for you to be in the business. I believe in you, blah, blah, blah. You're great, blah, blah, blah. But you're just not as great as Kenny. And that's just
why
kind of,
I mean, that's why saying it with a straight face is really hard, because have you seen Kenny Omega?
Which puts us right over into AEW.
Segue.
No.
Well done.
Yeah. It was on the pay-per-view tonight. Remember, Riddle was
yeah.
Does anybody else feel that when you see Riddle pop up, like he'd be perfect on like Sesame Street or as a guest character, like talking to puppets and shit?
Well, he actually would.
I think what you're going to see is that the WWE is going to develop another wrestler named Lynn, just one name, and they're going to have him a tag team, and they're going to call them Riddle-In.
I don't know
so if this
brilliance or like what, but that was pretty funny.
If Vegas Bad Boys don't work out, Mr. Michaels, are you going to just pursue comedy on a regular basis? Maybe Sunday nights only?
Comedy? These are booking fucking knowledge gems right there, man. I'm gonna go and I'm going to go to the NWA and book their cards now. If this doesn't work out.
You might as well. I think they're looking for many people to do that.
Well, there's that. So, can I well, I know that we don't really get the chance to do this all this often. Before we get to AEW,
all right.
Something that is hot off the presses that we do have to at least mention something about.
Okay.
Courtesy of the official WWE Twitter account.
Okay.
WWE has come to terms on the release of Andrade. We wish him all the best in his future endeavors. So,
well, they gave him what he wanted.
Yeah, gave him what he wanted. So there's that. Now,
by the way, did they happen to say anything yet about Charlie yet?
Charlie? Who?
Charlie Caruso.
Oh, I was like, what? Charlie?
You know what? They haven't released her yet, but they took back the collagen in her lips.
You got to pay that back before you get fired.
I will say this. Did y'all see Talking Smack? Because Paul Heyman delivered yet again on Talking Smack. Obviously, he was in a verbal exchange with Kayla Braxton, and he made sure that the camera was focused on him. And he simply said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we got rid of the wrong female reporter."
Oh, did he really? How did Kayla look? Because I saw that, you know, when they were repeating during the show, when he was making some comments about the whole match that's about that Roman was about to be in. He was saying how Roman's the best, and Kayla was giving him this look already of like whatever. But I didn't connect that, because that part I didn't hear. So she's probably still reacting on that comment he probably said before he went into that whole tirade, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
damn, Kayla.
Yeah. So there's that.
Well, she did good tonight, I would say, you know, for the most part, because she hadn't done it before. She was pretty good, but damn, Paul. All right, go ahead.
Well,
damn.
Let's talk about AEW Dynamite St. Patrick's Day Slam.
Yeah.
March 17, 2021. This show, the main event was, let's just talk about it right out of the gate. Michaels chose to talk some shit earlier. This lights out match, this unsanctioned anything goes match was fucking entertaining as hell. I thought that it was exactly what we needed for a main event on Dynamite.
Can I ask a quick question?
You talking about AEW using another fucking bloodbath because they don't know what the fuck they're doing? Yeah, I agree totally.
Okay, yeah. Anyway,
can I ask a question, Sis City? I'm sorry to butt in, man. So, an unsanctioned lights out match, just to make sure I understood, because I never heard of the match, and I heard them say something about this hasn't happened like, I don't know, in 2 decades or something. But when the lights go out and they come back on, apparently AEW from that point is not responsible for anything that
it's a gimmick. Oh, yeah, it's a gimmick, just like unsanctioned matches have been in WWE. This is just a more creative way for them to label it.
I got you.
And just their own little spin that they're putting on it.
Got you. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it was cool. And quite frankly, I mean, you had a lot of crazy spots. I've already heard all of the Jim Cornette rant on this match. I've heard, all of the pundits, talking all of this, all this mess about the match. I was thoroughly entertained. Both women went out there, kicked all kinds of ass, and they headlined the show. Quite frankly, it was one of, in my humble opinion, one of the better main events that we've ever seen on Dynamite. And yes, Michaels, you can, throw out the whole bloodbath thing and, that it's lazy. I get it. But at the end of the day, this match over-delivered. Contrary to what we saw at Revolution, where they overpromised and under-delivered, this match over-delivered. So they definitely brought it. And I mean, you had obviously some thumbtacks in there. You had about 5,000 of those damn things in Britt Baker's back by the time it was all said and done. Britt Baker, again, she loves sporting the crimson mask. She loves, getting juice or getting color, getting blood, whatever kind of terminology that you want to use. She evidently loves it, because this is definitely not the first time that she's been, a bloody mess after a match. Thunder Rosa did, she was a perfect dance partner for Britt Baker in this match. Mm-hmm. I think that, both of these women really did a lot for the women's division, and go figure, your women's champion wasn't even fucking involved in the match. Mm. So
is this match done now? So we're done with seeing these two?
I hope so. I hope this was the blow off.
Okay.
But you had some people even going as far as to call that match a match of the year candidate. I personally wouldn't say that it was on that level. But it was pretty fucking awesome. Listen, I don't know how much else I could say. But elsewhere on the show, there were a few things that there were some missteps without a doubt. But all in all, this show was pretty solid. When I say missteps, I'm talking about the 10-man tag clusterfuck. Jurassic Express, Bear Country against Matt Hardy, Private Party, Butcher, Blade. It was
every time they have these 5-on-5, 6-on-6.
I don't like these multi-person tag team matches. I really don't.
Yeah, they seem like they really
you build yourself into when you put all these fuckers together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you when you try to resolve it, you get stupid ass motherfucking shit like Brian Cage all of a sudden just deciding that Sting is really great and he still has it, and now is apparently out of the Taz fucking thing. Like, what the fuck? Come on.
I mean, you've got Brian Cage leaving Team Taz evidently. It was it's going to be interesting to see where they go and what they do with Cage. I think Brian Cage has a major future in that company. I would be completely good with him being the one down the road to take the title off of Kenny Omega.
What do you mean? They're going to put it on Christian Cage, apparently.
Dear God, no. That would be, quite frankly, one of the worst things that they could do is to have Christian Cage take that championship. Because what kind of a message does that send to the locker room? But also, you have people that, quite frankly, are AEW maximalists, and they are giving WWE shit for bringing back part-timers and giving them main event spots. Now you have AEW doing the same shit.
But, but does it not just boggle the mind, the contradiction, when you're a guy as good as Christian is, to come out on a promo and to basically say that I don't want to be the one taking the spot away from other guys.
Yep.
But I'm the one taking the spot away from other guys.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, that was just, I was not a fan. I'm not a fan of how they're using Christian Cage. And stay tuned for 3 Count, because we'll talk about other people that feel the exact same way.
And by the way, Chris on our chat literally just said, I'm worried that AEW is using the TNA playbook on how to book or use Christian. So
yeah,
there's that. So yeah, definitely listen to 3 Count, because we have a lot more. We're going to talk about that. But yeah, go ahead and continue, Sin City.
Without a doubt, man. So elsewhere on the show, you had Jade Cargill having an awesome showcase match against Danny Jordan.
I'm keeping
Jade
my
Cargill
eyes on
did
her.
exactly what she needed to do. And it's going to be fun to see how they groom her into being the future of their women's division.
Absolutely.
I've said it from her opening promo that if they don't give her that championship and let her run with it at some point, then they're making a huge mistake.
Oh, I hope they give her the championship when her contract's about up and she's jumping to NXT. That'd be beautiful.
Of course you'd fucking say that.
Well, hey.
Well, here's the thing, though. Let me ask you this, Steve. How do you develop her when your main program is the only thing that you're going to be putting her on, essentially?
Okay, so all that they have previous to Elevation launching, was Dark. Okay, you put her into a program with, of all people, fucking Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, so obviously that's going to give her a lot of spotlight. And you also just so happen to put her in a match with, let's call it what it is, the face of your company, Cody Rhodes. So she was given a prime debut spot. Now they can start to mix her into the women's division. And I don't have a problem with them doing what they've done with her. They gave her a great spot to debut at. That way she gets name recognition out there. People who have never seen her work before, because newsflash, this match with Danny Jordan was her second televised pro match. So she is obviously, she's still pretty green, but she will be a superstar, a mega star, if they play things correctly. So AEW, I know somebody within your offices listens to the show, watches the show. Please don't fuck this up.
Hey man,
please don't fuck this up.
She's gonna look good in a green shirt next St. Patrick's Day, next to Vicky Guerrero, just as their former big push star with low exposure has been this past.
You know what, Michaels? I agree with you on the sense of right now it is her success is based on AEW, but I will say right now, I wasn't sold on her when she first came in. I'll be real with you. But after kind of seeing it, I see the promise.
There's promise there.
I see the marketability. But it's time. And unfortunately, as I think one of us said it last week, if AEW, with how they've been handling their women's division, if they can't get some sound structure, it's not going to benefit her. Plain and simple.
Listen, I've already said 4 weeks ago, when I made the comment on our show here, I said it, that Triple H is already have his eyes on her. I said it.
No
you
doubt.
know, and it's just a matter of time after he allows AEW to go ahead and groom her and put her, you know, get her to where they want to be, that he's going to snatch her up, you know, but she's on the radar. I can guarantee that, because she has everything that they will be looking for.
And Triple H will have even more time to check out her matches as NXT moves to Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
which actually should kind of make you a little nervous, not in the sense of ratings, but in the sense that you know that NXT will gladly take the guys who want to leave AEW at a certain point when their contracts are up. And apparently AEW likes taking the contracts and giving big monies to people who are retirees from the WWE. So it's a great exchange. AEW has a great business model in that sense.
Hey, man, everybody that's retired age does need a place to stay. And AEW could be that place. They just,
I find it really funny that Michaels comes on here every week and he's just this crotchety old bastard that complains about absolutely everything with AEW, yet he can't really seem to find anything that he hates about WWE except for Bobby fucking Lashley and Drew. I mean, that's about it. Like, that's all you complain about. You have to realize that there is more that is fucked up with the WWE, all of the WWE brands. But
I'm not saying there isn't, but I'm also saying that for all you AEW fucking marks out there, oh, we're going to see great fucking wrestling. Your bloodbath of a main event was not great fucking wrestling.
motherfucker.
Double cheeseburger.
you really did sound like Cornette there.
I know.
Really did.
Motherfucker.
Next thing you're gonna tell me is that you're gonna go through the fucking Wendy's drive-through, get yourself a fucking Baconator and a fucking large Sprite. Motherfucker.
Extra mayo.
Yo, motherfuckers, get my shit right, motherfucker.
And last but not least, can we just comment? And it takes a lot for me to say this because he's awesome and his promos are some of the best in the business.
Mm-hmm.
But that MJF promo, yes, Tully Blanchard teed it up for him extremely well, but MJF knocked that son of a bitch out of the fucking park. The introduction of the Pinnacle was exactly what you would want. It was exactly what you would want. And MJF, dude, I can't believe just how young he is and how much he is just getting better before our eyes. It's
true.
It's awesome. The guy is on another level.
Yeah.
The two best things that came out of this is the Pinnacle, which if they get rid of Sean Spears, things will probably look a little better. But
wait, he left WWE, which is don't you love everything in WWE?
Well, you know what? I would have been hyped up if I was an AEW fan for Sean Spears coming in. Like every AEW fan was until they realized that AEW has no fucking clue what they're doing. So therefore, now he's got a blonde mohawk and is with a group with Tully Blanchard and MJF, But he is a perfect 10, Let's say that. The other best thing on this show was Scorpio Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Michaels, I will let you enlighten our audience because while I appreciated the segment, quite frankly, I would love for you to actually say something positive about AEW. So please indulge us.
So I'll say something positive about Scorpio Sky. You know what? What is really I think encouraging to see is at this point, I honestly think that Chris and Kazarian, I think Daniels and Kazarian probably are the ones who pushed for this to happen, because you could see that, listen, Scorpio Sky is a younger guy, but he's not MJF young. So it's time to get the ball rolling. And he is a talented motherfucker. We've known this, us on the West Coast, for, Jesus, over a decade or so. And making him a heel is fucking the best way to go. These are the smart decisions. And by the way, Mr. Sin City, don't you love it when someone has the balls in a promo to say something like, take it from me, you don't want your wife at ringside, it'll only ruin your career.
Facts. Facts.
That was the line of the night from someone who, if they would fucking get their shit together, would use them quickly. But,
I actually had that in my notes, because that was definitely. I got a couple of other lines I just want to mention. Indie-rific. Yeah, that was. I was like, oh, okay, it's clever. MJF, I guess I am Judas now. Man, love it. Great. Don Callis, hey, he asked the Young Bucks, when you look in the mirror, do you see the Young Bucks back in New Japan? Great. I love that. That was awesome. So those are just a few. Oh, and are we allowed to say Bullet Club on TV? I'm not sure.
Well, the best part about that was the delivery.
Right.
Because they said, are we allowed to say Bullet Club? So like they put a pause in there.
Right.
So that way they can.
Yeah, right.
And you forgot one, DJ.
Okay.
Didn't someone on this TNT use that same hand signal some 20 years ago?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The only thing I was sum up Cincy was the first match. So listen, I like Penta, I like Cody. I know that they're excellent wrestlers, right? But how that ended, I just thought was this bullshit. Penta pretty much snaps his arms, which from that point should have kind of had Cody out just a little bit.
You think?
But he just but he instantly gets back up, roll him up for a 3 count. And I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Bro, Cody Rhodes, and I'm going to piss you off, Michaels, by saying this. I'm sorry. Every single damn week, Cody Rhodes is getting to be more and more like John Cena in the Super Cena era. No matter what fucking happens to him, you could run him over with a car, and he will always pick up the win, no matter what.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. There's one glaring difference. Cena wasn't part ownership of the company. So, I mean, I get that they were pushing his ass, but what's weird is that you're right in that sense, that it seems like he's getting pushed, but he's part owner.
Right.
Yeah.
So therefore he's pushed. But if I don't have the title, then it's okay, is what it seems like he's going on.
Right. And I so here's something that I do just have to mention as well. I genuinely hope that they are proceeding with having Alex Abrahantes as a permanent interpreter, manager, what have you, for Penta.
Yeah.
I think that he is really leaning into the heel role, as we mentioned last week.
Yeah.
I could see it going as far as, possibly in some sort of a promo where Penta says 2 words and then Alex just goes off and has this giant freaking diatribe for like 2 minutes. And we all know that Alex is actually the one saying that shit.
Right. Yeah.
Again, I know you guys watch the show or listen to the show. Someone within your company does. Do that, because that would make for good and interesting TV. Just saying.
Absolutely. All right, let's jump over NXT.
Wait,
Oh, go
really
ahead. Yep.
quick.
Sure.
Right before we jump, please, if someone in that company is watching too, can you please fire QT Marshall, please? Because what the fuck? Who cares? No one cares, especially your viewers. So fuck it. Scrap this whole thing. Get rid of this Nightmare family. Why are Billy and his kid in the fucking Nightmare family? What is going on?
Yeah.
Figure shit out.
Absolutely.
Motherfucker.
Simon Street, NXT. I am more excited than ever to see Karrion Kross and Balor go head to head. When that show started, I was like, come on, I need this pay-per-view to get here now, man. Tell us about NXT.
Well, let's just start right there. Pretty much NXT, decent night. Karrion Kross, Finn Balor. Very interesting. I like how they set everything up, especially with Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch coming out, talking about, hey, Finn, you should be facing, Pete Dunne. And then you have Scarlett come out. First of all, before I get into that, I just want to say, if it was a real life type of situation, and for all you smarks right there, believers that everything that happens in wrestling is real life, I would not want Scarlett talking to me, because usually it's a foreshadowing of you getting your ass whooped or some kind of shit like that. I mean, she got extra close to Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan. And
obviously.
Wait. Now, I'm so glad you said that, because it played into what they're doing with her character.
I'm going to get to that.
Mm-hmm. Which is very, very important.
I've noticed, and it has been developing for the past probably 2 months, but now you're starting to really see it, is she's almost kind of like, remember a long time ago with, remember the movie 300 with the Spartans, how they had oracles? And when I see her character, I kind of see it kind of like an oracle, like she's able to kind of prophesize a little bit.
She's a voodoo princess.
Well, she could be that as well. Either or, she basically is foretelling things that are going to happen in the future. And she did it well, and it set up the whole show. She basically said she said moments like this that lead us to an inevitable future. And I'm going to paraphrase. She basically said 2 men dripped in gold. She set that up. Then she went out and talked to, the NXT Tag Team Champions and weaved that tale. Awesome on her part. I can't get enough of her. As far as how it sets up everything. And, I would just be honest with you. It's going to be really fucking interesting where this goes once Karrion Kross wins the title. I will be shocked if he does not win the title. Shocked. But when he does win the title at Stand and Deliver, it's going to be interesting how I think they're going to push forward with developing her character even more. And you're going to see something like pretty much kind of like, a Paul Heyman, but more in like, Mike Michaels said, basically like a voodoo priestess. She can pull it off. She can fucking pull it off.
But did you realize what she did when she went out and talked to the 2 of them?
Yeah, she coaxed them up. She coaxed them up into putting the tag team titles on there and playing the card.
She didn't coax. This was the brilliance of it. She hypnotized them.
Well, I didn't notice the hypnotizing, because maybe hypnotized watching her.
Well, see, that's it though. See that,
right?
That
Yeah.
She got up. Okay. She started rubbing next to Oni, and getting and the way her body was curved, and all of a sudden they looked at each other and said, "She's right. We should be."
Yeah.
That is where you're going to see the character going.
Yep.
She's this. It's not just the vocal manipulation. It's a physical manipulation of men's dicks over their minds. Brilliant. We haven't seen that utilized ever in wrestling pretty much in forever.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, up till this point, they're kind of really basic whenever they have a very sexy woman. She doesn't have the charismatic draw that Scarlett has. I mean, and it's not just her curves. It's her presence. Even before Wednesday, I feel she's perfect for this. I mean, she's very hypnotizing, even when she's speaking. I don't know what language that is. I don't know if it's Russian, Scandinavian, or whatever the heck it is, but it's alluring. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. And like I said, I agree with you, Michaels.
When she was with Impact, they ran that whole storyline where she literally would just sit on the stage and these men would just be going in, fighting their hardest to win a date or something with it, which they never get. But they always thought that this was their opportunity because she comes out and sit on the stage. It's almost like she's, had that power then to kind of do that, but they just never took it as deep as they're doing it now.
Yeah, you could say the same thing with Cross's character.
Mm-hmm.
Cross has been doing this character from the moment he walked into FSW. So
right.
That when you have smart minds behind certain development, you're going to have great product, and that's what you're seeing here.
Well, the one thing I will say, and then I'll move on forward, that I found to be very interesting, and I thought about it as I was seeing this, it was probably obvious to you guys. Do you remember the movie The Scorpion King, The Mummy, The Scorpion King? So, no, it wasn't the first one. I think it was the second one, the one that didn't make it to the movie theaters. They basically had a barbarian and his priestess witch that was with him. That's what that kind of setup reminds me of. I don't know if you guys ever remember watching it, but I kind of saw that a little bit. Like, you never really know between Karrion Kross, like which one. I mean, they're both equally powerful there in their own right. Like, they're nothing to fuck with, the both of them. And I like that a lot. It adds dimension not only to Karrion Kross, who already is, as far as I'm considered, no matter where he goes, he's going to be $1 million in my eyes. But Scarlett as well, being a pivotal part of that as well, obviously. But anyways, going on, as Sin City would say, in other parts of the show, another thing that was kind of interesting was, this whole Dexter Lumis and Austin Theory. I think there's something to that actually is going to be enjoyable to watch down the road. At first, I was kind of like, I'm not really feeling it. The therapy thing, I thought that's when it should have ended a couple of weeks ago. But kind of seeing, their match, I really feel like there's going to be something there to where Austin Theory is going to really honestly turn on the way. And I think that you're going to see Dexter Lumis and Austin Theory form a tag team. Why are you giving me that look? I'm just telling you what I'd like to see, and you're questioning me. Please, Michaels, what do you feel?
I don't know. I would feel that if I got a big hug and gave the guy a hug and then he choked my fucking ass out, that Gargano is going to be able to come back and see, we told you this guy is crazy.
Well, and then that's where you're wrong, as usual. But, everybody else is just fucking plumb idiots compared to you. So why am I even wasting my breath? We're going to continue on anyways. So I think that they would make a very interesting team because, yes, Dexter Lumis is, you can't figure the guy out. He's definitely unpredictable. And I think it's going to be one of those things to where something's going to happen. Austin Theory is going to be able to get him, per se. Anyway, so I'm putting that out there right now. Yes, I said it. Other parts of the show that I did find very, very, very interesting was finally seeing the two cruiserweight champions, NXT cruiserweight champions, stand toe-to-toe.
That was pretty cool.
I thought that was very interesting because, as Sin City would see, continuity, they didn't fall short on that. You had Jordan Devlin, and then you had Escobar in the middle of the ring. And Escobar, who probably is the reason why, side note, it's okay, Andrade, you can go about your different way. We're going to wait for him to get to the main roster and replace you. Escobar. Really.
Hey, which one had the replica belt? That was the one I was confused on.
Escobar.
Very good question. That's a very
Escobar.
You think Escobar did?
Yeah.
Which one had the Velcro?
I don't know.
Because that was the real one.
I can see. Now I'm going to go back and see. Hashtag who had the fake belt. But Pretty excited with their match. And that headbutt, I don't know if they, I mean, there was a lot of blood because, you know, they have those little things they put in their mouth to make it like they have blood and stuff. But I don't know. That was a pretty convincing headbutt. And of course, something's going to happen with them. Obviously, it's Stand and Deliver. That's going to be an exciting match. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. Are you guys Jordan fans at all? I mean, are you cool with Jordan Devlin? I mean, I thought he was cool before the pandemic.
I'm not familiar with him. This was I know I'm late to the game, but just kind of watching his intro this past Wednesday, I thought he was pretty convincing and seemed like someone that is, you know, coming to wreck shop. And that alone sold me enough to want to watch the match that he's gonna have. So you know, if he could fight the way he delivered the promo, it should be awesome.
He's a great talent.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great talent. I think that he has a lot of really, really good in-ring attributes. Obviously WWE, he was somewhat implicated during the whole speaking out movement. And for them to continue to push him, either they did the research and found that stuff was untrue, or they just don't care at this point because enough time has blown over. And a lot of people have unfortunately forgotten about those things. Yeah. So, I don't know how he is as a person, but as far as in-ring talent goes, dude is extremely gifted in ring for sure.
The reason why I asked you guys that is because, you know, one thing that I kind of thought about is it's perfect timing, I think, to take that belt off of Escobar and either have them doing, you know, bigger things outside of the Cruiserweight Championship or moving him up directly because we no longer have an Andrade.
Bingo.
All said that why do we need Andrade when we have Escobar? So I feel like this is what this match is leading up to. Perfect timing as far as I'm concerned. And yes. So in other parts of the show that I thought were really cool, we got to see, hometown Zoe Stark versus Dakota Kai. First of all, I'm going to say something that probably people already know, but I appreciate the shit out of Zoe Stark. She sold the shit out of freaking Dakota Kai's, what's called what's that finisher she calls when she comes off to the top rope? I forget the name of it. Man, goodness. But she sold the shit out of it. Like she was just like still doing this and everything. And then of course, obviously Raquel Gonzalez was in the ring and Io Shirai comes out, hands her the fucking contract. Io is not wasting no fucking time. Obviously.
She's a gangster.
She definitely look with a little self. Because I'm still asking Impact, how are you going to handle this one, bro? Because
I don't know.
And Raquel is so big. How are you going to handle watching this?
Well, first off, I think Io has proven that she can handle of all sizes. So I think she'll be okay in this particular match.
So she's on that Rey Mysterio tip to where like she could actually topple a big giant in her, you know, size comparison.
But at the same time, I'm not sure that she's going to maintain that title. Maybe it's time to start building up on Raquel.
Well, she's also somebody too that I will say, I feel that it's time for Io Shirai to get moved up. I think that she has something to offer. I don't know where she would go. I would hope they put her on SmackDown, thicken the women's roster up there. That might just be a wish list for me, but I kind of see it would be kind of smart to kind of do that for down the road. And yeah,
put her on Raw, have her tag with Asuka, and they could be like some kind of pirate tag team or something.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But yeah, really good. Obviously, Zoe Stark looked really, really good. Commentary booth was really just almost anything that you could think of that we know they were trying to say in NXT WWE style. Obviously, we know there's a lot of big plans for Zoe Stark. Super happy, super deserving, hard worker. I mean, the list goes on of great things about her. And she looked impressive, obviously. And I'm super excited to see what she does moving forward, just like I know we all are.
Are you going to not mention what she's doing next week?
No, but apparently you are. Go ahead, Mr. Michaels. Take it away.
Well, you just did this big buildup and you didn't even mention the match.
Go ahead and mention it, Michaels. I'm going to let you mention
No, I want to see if you watched. What is the match that's going to happen next week there, Simon?
Actually, no, I want to hear you do it because you actually interrupted me. Go ahead.
No.
I'm
I have as much time as I got the Zoom package that goes on forever.
Such an asshole.
So if you paid attention, you had Dakota Kai approach Miss Gonzalez and say, "Hey, that's great that you got a contract in your hand, but you can do that at any time. How about next week? Because we have to have this because we haven't won in a few weeks as a team. You and I go against Io and her new best friend, Zoe Stark." Yeah. So get excited for that, Simon. That's coming up next week.
So anyways, in the rest of the night that pretty much happened, we're going to talk about Tommaso Ciampa, because I'm not even going to entertain Mr. Michaels in his buffoonery. But Tommaso Ciampa.
So
to the Shadow Realm.
You gonna risk that? Oh my Lord.
Hey, we all know how things go. Once you go there, you don't come back.
Oh my God.
Well, I will say this. Thank me to the Shadow Realm once again. But you know who my real true hero is? Is a guy who's come out of the friend zone, and that is Ron Weasley. Yes, Ron Weasley from fucking Harry Potter. I believe in him, and I will come back. And thank you for letting me come back. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying. The big thing that I wanted to talk about today is what I talked about last week. So Tommaso Ciampa had an interview a little bit earlier in the night and was talking about his response to Imperium. And he pretty much had a match with Marcel Barthel. And I remember talking about it last week, and a couple people said, I was like, hey, Imperium's coming back. Are they going to bring back Walter? Well, we got our wish toward the end of the match. After Tommaso Ciampa beat Marcel, Walter came out. I was super excited because I like Walter. I like him a lot. He's been champion for 716 days. And a reason why I'm going to be real big on saying 716 days from what I found is it's not all COVID days. It's actual before COVID really kind of hit. He was doing a big chunk of that. And
I would hope
that's over 2 years.
Yeah. Nice math there, brother.
Anyways, but the reason why I like Walter a lot is because I think he brings something in. Boy, that fucking chop that he gave Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, that was heard around the world.
Ass chop. And I'm super excited. I hope that there's so many different things I could think of where I want Walter to go. I honestly immediately said, okay, once Karrion Kross gets the NXT championship, I'd like to see them two entangled. I don't think it's going to happen, probably, but I would love to see the interaction between those two. I don't think they would do that, but that would be very interesting. I'd like to see Imperium back in business, but I'm pretty sure they're going to do a lot of things with Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa moving forward. My question to you guys is, do you think Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa will find a third person? Because obviously what they're presenting, actually maybe even two more people, because Imperium has 4 members, but only 2 were there that night. What do you guys think of that? No, not worth it?
No, I think, well, what I genuinely think is that we're going to see Timothy Thatcher turn heel on Ciampa.
And then they're just going to restart their old rivalry?
Yeah. They're going to restart that, but also that'll make Imperium into a 4-man faction once again.
So you think that Timothy,
or excuse me, I guess it'd be a 5-man faction.
Yeah. So you're saying that Timothy Thatcher is going to turn, obviously, and join Imperium.
Yes.
Man, that's going to be a loaded gun right there.
Well, I mean, obviously, based on the promo and any kind of knowledge of Thatcher on the Indies, along with those other guys, they were in a stable on the Indies called Ring Kampf. So
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah. They basically were Imperium before Imperium. Like they just changed the name for WWE.
Oh,
Also, let's face it, in pro wrestling, when someone says to you straight on to your face, I'm not going with them, they're going with them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Well, and other than that, what NXT had to offer that I was really kind of excited for too, and I'll speak on it, was the whole exchange between Adam Cole and O'Reilly. It was kind of funny how the video started playing right when Regal was still trying to speak, but that's okay. Very interesting because I feel like that's being used a lot lately in WWE. Somebody in the car using their phone saying that, oh, I can't be in the building right now. And so I was like, whatever. But what's interesting enough is I don't know how people in Florida do it, but apparently if there's two people that are being arrested, they no longer put them in squad cars. They put them in party bus shuttles because I've never seen green lights. Is that standard for Florida? And if it is standard for Florida, I see why y'all have the issues y'all have in Florida. But that exchange was funny. You have Adam Cole talking about, I will not calm down. They're going back and forth. That's going to be interesting moving down the road when those two have a match, obviously, coming up the next pay-per-view. But pretty much, I'm pretty sure Matt Michael's going to tell me, but you missed the best part. But NXT.
Yeah, fat guy in a little coat.
What was that? Say that again.
Fat guy in a little coat.
right.
I would say a little coat, but I would definitely say if you're talking about
Bronson, it's fat guy in a little coat.
Knights, a freaking jacket. Yeah, that
was funny.
You know what I will say about LA Knight is LA Knight, obviously really impressive. I just wonder, are we going to see something different than what we've seen before? Of course, when he was in Impact Wrestling, obviously under a different name. Are we going to see something different? Because I feel like he's capable of doing something different, but I kind of feel like I've seen it before. And maybe I'm being mean. Okay? But I'm being honest. And, him facing off against December White, August Gray, it just wasn't doing it for me. It just wasn't doing it for me. So I'm just trying to figure out.
You mean match number 1 didn't have you all in hysteria? Come on, dude. It's just a setup.
I know it was, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
Listen, we just went over the fact that Cross and Scarlett were essentially the same characters in Impact.
Yeah.
So listen, just let them do what they do with NXT and it'll be fine. And by the way, this show was a COVID show. Think about that.
Yeah. It had like 8 people that were cleared.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's 100%. And you know what? Kudos to them then, because it wasn't even, I didn't even notice it immediately. Was Cameron Grimes one of those COVID people? Is that why he was fishing with the Dolphins with the hat? Kiss my grits. Love it.
Oh,
Got my son saying kiss my grits, by the way, because he's watching NXT with me and he said kiss my grits. So now I got to explain to his mom why he's probably going to tell her kiss my grits.
Oh boy. Well, that is NXT. Good stuff right there. With ROH, there was nothing on TV programming this week, and that's because they're preparing this Friday, the 19th anniversary show that they're having, their pay-per-view. Ring of Honor, you'll be able to watch it. Of course, it'll be on their pay-per-view, probably a part of Honor Club as well. 19th anniversary. Normally, that's the pay-per-view that comes to Vegas, and we normally get to see that at Sam's Town, but because of COVID, that's not happening. This Friday, a lot of good matches is going to take place, so if you get a chance to tune in and watch it. New Japan. We finally got our winner of the New Japan Cup 2021, which was Will Ospreay. And what was even more interesting about that, with his group, the United Empire, stablemate, he attacked one of the members. In fact, his girlfriend. Sin City, what the heck was going on here? I watched this and I was like, whoa.
Yeah. So it threw everyone for a loop. So the finals came down to being Will Ospreay against Shingo Takagi, and good match between the two of them to cap off the New Japan Cup tournament. Ospreay gets the win.
Ow. Oh man, I just got a case of Shingo Takagi. Ooh, sorry.
If Vegas Bad Boys don't work out, you can see him every Sunday night at the Tropicana. Matt Michaels, you will see him live.
I wouldn't exactly say that it'd be at the Tropicana. Maybe out in the parking lot.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Right.
But yeah, so Ospreay gets the win.
Yeah.
And as is the customary result of the tournament, the tournament winner gets a championship match against the current world champion. And so obviously Kota Ibushi comes out, your boy Impact. So they Ibushi comes out with the championship, gets in Ospreay's face, and Ospreay cuts a promo saying that he's coming for Ibushi, and that I know that you're going to take that a certain way, Michaels. Anyway, Ospreay during the course of the promo says that he wants the championship more than anything, that he loves the championship more than anything.
Yeah.
Or anyone, and instantly turns behind him and drops B. Priestley with an Os Cutter, an RKO.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
No one saw that coming. So Dave Meltzer has reported saying that evidently this was a way of them writing B off from New Japan TV because she is going to be getting an enhanced role with Stardom and probably going into a championship program with them.
I'm so glad you said enhanced role, because I thought it was going the WWE route. She was going to get enhancement surgery.
Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so B. Priestley evidently is out of the Empire, and so now we have Will Ospreay looking like a main eventer.
Right.
And obviously he's got Great O'Khan with him, but also he's got Jeff Cobb with him.
Jeff Cobb, yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
So when is this match take place?
So as far as the match, it's going to be at Sakura Genesis, which is April 4th. So
it's coming up pretty fast.
It's coming up pretty soon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that is actually where the new IWGP World Heavyweight Championship belt is going to be revealed. So when Ibushi came out, he had the standard IWGP Heavyweight Championship with him. But as we discussed, they are merging the heavyweight and the Intercontinental Championship together. Right. So we're going to see that championship unveiled at Sakura Genesis.
Wow. Something to look forward to.
Not Sega Genesis, Michaels.
No. I was going to say, though, speaking of Great Okai, happy St. Patrick's Day to you people who just celebrated this past Wednesday. Hope you all had a safe and wonderful St. Patrick's Day out there.
Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning.
I had an Irish car bomb. That's all I got.
Oh, man. Well, that is our wrestling talk for this show here. We thank everyone for hanging out with us. And a lot is going on as we move to everyone's getting close to their top sort of wrestling pay-per-views for this month and next month. And so it's going to be a lot of good shows, a lot of good events happening. And guys, believe it or not, I guess we're getting closer to live events because we're not really talking about it. But as we know, Mania tickets went on sale and they're going for 35,000 people. there. In fact, I guess that would be the biggest event that has probably happened since under COVID. So hopefully everything works out great for that show, and hopefully there isn't a super spreader event of any sort. Hopefully everyone takes their all the precautions they can for that. But
it's happening in Florida.
Yeah,
I
true.
mean, it's the Wild West, man.
Yeah.
You know what? Anyone who's going there knows the risks they're taking. Period. That's
yeah.
it.
I mean, I think in the news this weekend, Miami had a big, huge spring break party. They said it was in terms of looking like a major rock concert, and
but you know what just happened?
8 o'clock.
Yeah, there's a curfew in place now.
Yeah.
Break 8 o'clock. That's literally a buzzkill.
And you know what's interesting, when you was kind of watching the video, what trips me out, I know it's spring break and all that, but most of those people didn't even have masks on. And I find that interesting because here in Vegas, I don't hang out on the strip much, but y'all know that my cousin was in town, so I went to go see her on the strip, and the strip is becoming more busier and busier. So that's the nice thing, is people are coming out here, but the hotels do have a strict policy that you got to have your mask on. So I was in their hotel, 99% of the people had masks, and those that didn't was because they didn't get caught by the officers that actually work for the hotel to tell them to put it on. And even if we walk the strip, you see a few people with them off, but majority of the people have them on. I would say at least 70%. So at least, I don't know, out here, it is taken a little bit more serious than what we see happening in Florida, where there's just not taking it serious at all, as if this pandemic is over. And it's just a shame that we're so close to being towards the end and everyone's just kind of like giving up early.
But there's a simple answer for that, Impact. It's real simple, because Florida is used to doing a lot of things by the seat of their pants, and that's from the top onto the bottom. Las Vegas knows if they fuck up, they're gonna have to scale back down. And with that expectation, I just left from the strip. I've been there the whole weekend, and let me tell you, the casinos are not playing. I stayed in the Aria.
I know.
And let me tell you, there was a time where I left my table to quickly use the restroom and forgot my mask. Only took 3 steps. And before I could think, oh shit, my mask, I had security put it on. They're not fucking around.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I said, Florida running around like they don't have
anybody. Crazy.
They're always gonna be like that.
DJ, why'd you go see your cousin's strip?
Oh God. All right. Guys, if you want to hang out and listen to the 3 count, we are going to do that next here on video. If you're listening to the podcast, thank you for listening to Wrestling Talk, and make sure you tune in and download the 3 count on tomorrow, Tuesday, which will be a great a bunch of topics we're going to talk about. So thank you for listening. And with that,